Okay, today we're going to start our first lesson with Unit 1 in Module 1. So most of the time when you come into Schoology, depending on the teacher you have, the way that they have it set up, you'll just have it in the folder. Like here, we're working in Unit 1 that started August 19th. So you'll click into that folder, and this is the Module 1 notes. Now most of the time these notes will cover several days of different things that we're going to go over. So just be sure and pay attention to what your own teacher tells you on when you need to turn these in. But when you open this up, now my screen is going to look a little bit different than your screen. It says assignment in progress and submissions on mine, but yours should say assignments in my document. So you want to click on my document, and then when you wait a second, wait for those notes to pop up, and then once they pop up, then over here you're going to see submit and edit. Go ahead and click the edit button, because some of the things that we want to do today involves being able to insert different pictures, and you can't really do that in Schoology. So if you click edit, it opens it up in a new screen, and it should, let me find it. So it should look like this. Now these notebooks, you'll be able to change your own name here on the first slide. So these are yours. So anything that you do to these, it changes immediately and saves it. So you don't have to worry about any of that. Now the table of contents, these are all links. If I were to click on them, I'd go to that section. So these are the sections that we're going to be covering over the next few weeks. And today I'll be doing 1.1. So these are the teachers that teach geometry: Miss Potter, Coach Hornbuckle, Mrs. Ems, and me, Mr. Hurst. So sometimes you'll hear others of us doing these videos, and we all kind of work on the same thing. So today we're going to talk about some vocabulary. These are words that we're going to be using throughout the year in geometry. So some you'll see more often than not. And basically we're going to explore basic geometric terms and apply them to the real world. So right off, the very first thing we need to talk about is a point. Now, you're going to type in a couple of places, and then a couple of places you need a paper and a pencil or pen. We're going to be drawing this on a piece of paper. Okay? So to type in, a point is a specific location and has no dimension. So there are an infinite number of points as you look around you. Okay? And one specific point is one that you can just stick your finger out in the air, and at the end of your fingertip, that's a point because it's a specific location. A lot of you are used to points, seeing them on maps, seeing different locations like that. That's kind of the process on that. Okay? Now, to draw it, we're going to have to do a little bit different. So you should have a piece of paper out. And what you're going to do is you're just going to follow along with me. And so that's a point. And I'm going to put this above it. Now to do this, your screen looks like this. Up here at the insert button, we're going to insert an image. And hopefully you have this available to you, camera. Okay, the first time you click on it, it's probably going to say, please allow permission or to set up permissions. So you want to be sure and hit yes. But then when you click on it, this will come up. And here's the camera button. I click the camera button, I select the picture, and I click insert, and it puts it into the screen. You can resize it. You can crop it if you want to. There's several different things that you can do. And then just do what you want and put it where you want it to be. Okay? Sometimes you might have to open up your camera app on your Chromebook and take a picture that way. And then you just go to Insert Image, Photos. It should pop up there, or Upload from Computer, and that'll open up your Photos folder. Okay, so that might be the old way. Some people are using their phones to do this, and that's relatively easy. You can just take a picture using your phone and insert it that way also. So that's what a point looks like. Now, when I read this, it's just called point P. Now, as I go through, I'll pause for a few seconds. You might have to pause the video to type this in, but just, as you go, you'll get the rhythm down. And then again, on a piece of paper, how do you write this? You just write like this, point P. So write that down on a piece of paper. You want to practice that, and then take a picture of it and insert. And pause the video while you do that. Okay, line. Now, line is a straight path, has no thickness, so it can be varying degrees, and it goes on forever in two directions. So when we draw it, notice there are arrows on the end. Those arrows tell us that they keep on going. They never stop. Now, a line has to have at least 2 points, A and B, or, and sorry, this is a bad looking cursive letter. If you do a lowercase letter at the end, that can also be a part of the line. So when I read this, I read it line AB, line BA, or line M. So there are 3 different options, but notice I only use 2 points. You only use 2 points to define a line. And when you write it, here's how it's going to look. I'm going to use those 2 points, AB, and use this symbol with the 2 arrows over the top. That indicates that this is a line, or BA. But if we're talking about a line, we have to see those arrows that they tell us it goes on forever. Or I can call this line M by the little cursive letter. Plane. Now, this is not a plane that flies through the air. This is a plane that is a geometric plane. It's a flat surface that has no thickness and extends forever. So think about a wall, the floor, the ceiling, any type of flat surface that extends forever. Now in this case, I have 3 points. And in the lowercase, I have a uppercase, in the lower corner, I have an uppercase capital B. So when I'm naming or reading these planes, I have to have at least 3 points, X, Y, Z, and they can be in any order. Or I can call this plane B. But on a line, we only want 2 letters. On a plane, we want 3 letters. So it's very important that you remember that. And how you write it, you use this plane symbol, X, Y, Z. So pause the video and fill in those things and insert the pictures. Line segment. A little bit different than a line, because instead of going on forever, a line segment is a portion of a line with 2 endpoints. So it looks like this. Notice the difference between a line segment and a line. A line would continue extending out past these points and have arrows that go on forever. Line segments have these 2 endpoints. So to read it, I'm going to either call this line segment AB or line segment BA. The direction doesn't matter here as long as you use the correct points. Again, we only want to name this using 2 points. And here's how to write it. Notice the difference between a line. The line had arrows over the top. Line segments just have this line above it. No arrows. Array. You've heard probably ray of sunshine, ray of light, different things like that. Array is a portion of a line with one endpoint and goes forever in one direction. So you're kind of combining a line and a line segment together. So in this case, it starts at P, that's the endpoint, and it goes through Q forever. And that's why I have that arrow there. Now, I cannot call this ray QP. You have to go in the direction of the arrow. You have to start at the endpoint. So this can only be ray PQ. Okay, that's very defined there. And when you write it, notice I have PQ. I start with the endpoint first and go through the Q, and then I put an arrow above it on the end of a line. And then lastly, we're going to talk about an angle. An angle is two rays that share an endpoint. Now, a lot of you know what an angle is, but you might not have known the definition. If I have two rays, BA and BC, these are two rays, and they share this common endpoint B, that's what creates an angle. So that is the true definition. Now, there's several different ways to read this. You can start at one of the ends and just follow the line, A, B, C, or C, B, A, or I can just use this vertex, that's what this point is, the common endpoint, and call it angle B. So I can name it three ways. And then when I write it, I'm going to use this little angle symbol, and I'm using 3 points. Angle ABC tells me the order, angle CBA, or just angle B. So that's the end of 1-1. These are, again, these words are going to be used throughout the year. You're going to see them quite a bit. We'll create other words based on these foundational words, and we'll go from there. You'll have an assignment. In fact, you'll have a couple of assignments that deal with these words, and we'll have that discussion here in a bit, but be sure and check. If you have any questions, please contact your geometry teacher, and we'll try to help out. Have a great day.